What's up, everyone? Azario here. Welcome to a special video where I have some unfortunate news for the MOBA PC game fans out there, the fans who were playing Infinite Crisis since May 8th of 2013 when the game had its closed beta. Um, it was announced yesterday, as you can see right here, that Infinite Crisis will be closing its servers on August 14th, 2015. Uh, it was mentioned that Turbine and Warner Brothers, they had a roundtable discussion. I'm assuming that they tried to figure out ways to get the game back up and running, or you know, what could they do to keep the servers open. But eventually, I guess they just couldn't come to an agreement as to what to do with the game, so they just decided to close it down by August 14th, 2015. So in this video, I just want to give my opinions about this and basically just give my theory as to why I feel the game is closing. Now, I don't know for sure what could be caused. It could be a number of things, but we're gonna have a discussion about it in this video. So now this is scary. Now, I don't think this is a part of any like trend that's happening. I don't think trend is the right word. I don't think this is like the fall of video games. I don't think it is, or at least PC MOBAs. I don't think this is the fall of PC MOBAs or any type of PC games for that matter. I don't think it's that. But a month ago, about like 2 months ago, April, another game that I was playing had its doors closed in Grand Chase. And some of you may know me doing the Grand Chase Grand Tour series of videos where I went through all of the dungeons in the game, did all the event dungeons, all the hero dungeons, all of the maps in the game, and using every character that I could acquire, and just giving it one last hoorah, like a nice send-off, because I've been playing the game since the earlier days, and it's kind of like that same feeling I'm getting with Infinite Crisis. Infinite Crisis didn't start its closed beta until March 8, 2013, according to Wikipedia, and but I do remember playing it for a couple of years, and they released it on Steam like just Sunday on, well, actually it was the 26th. So this was, yeah, like late last month, or like the month before last. This was like the final week of the month before last, and I mean, wow. And yeah, it was last month on the 26th. They just released it like a week ago, literally. And now they're closing their doors. I don't know why that's open, but my opinion as to why they're closing the doors is, at first, it has to do with them removing some maps that were very popular in the game and that were a big part of the reason why people were playing Infinite Crisis, or at least from what I could tell, being one that's been playing it since the closed beta. Alright, so just going back into the game real quick, let me just show you. The featured maps show Coast City, which is pretty much like the closest thing that Infinite Crisis had to, I would say that if you're familiar with games like League of Legends, this is like the closest thing that they had to, like, I don't know, Summoner's Rift. But it was more so like that. But it was several other maps that they had in there, such as Gotham Heights, as you see right there, Gotham Divided, and they made a new one called Crime Alley, which was like a smaller map with smaller teams. It could be 1-on-1 or 2-on-2s. And during the earlier days of Infinite Crisis, a lot of, like, I remember when Coast City wasn't even a map that you could play on, and they had another map that was like similar to Coast City. I don't remember what they called it. I don't see it on here. I guess they took that off. But Gotham Heights was like a bigger reason why a lot of people were coming to play Infinite Crisis. I noticed that even during the closed beta, like everybody was going to Gotham Heights. Some people went to Ghost City. Gotham Divided was still cool. Um, I don't know. It's like they had a lot of traffic because of the variety of maps, and after a while, I would say about, I don't know how long ago it happened, but they took off um, Gotham Heights and some of the other maps. I think they were doing like a revamp or whatever the case was, and they were supposed to re-upload those maps onto, they were supposed to put those maps back into the game, but they never did. And when that happened, a lot of traffic in the game stopped. A lot of people moved on to like League of Legends, like me. I moved on to League of Legends, and uh, I didn't mean to exit. I was trying to back up, but a lot of people just moved on to other games because it got boring just playing on that one map over and over again. Even with League of Legends, people normally play on like maps like uh, Summoner's Rift often, but the other maps are still available for you to play in the event that you do want to try something different. It's like in Infinite Crisis, you never really had a choice. It was like, once they took those maps off, it was like just Coast City. And that alone, again, you put that with the fact that, again, Gotham Heights and some of the other maps were reasons why people came to play Infinite Crisis. Not to mention, it was a way to, it was pretty much, it put an interesting take on the MOBA genre. It didn't really do anything too groundbreaking, but it did have some nice stuff. And Gotham Heights was somewhat of a part of that. People were liking the map. People were going that go. It basically, long story short, without me doing a lot of blah blah. The other maps were a big reason why the game had so much, attention, and the reason why there was so much traffic coming to the game, which in turn is going to be the reason why people, come to the game. Is going to be the reason why people tell other people about it. It's going to be the reason why people spend money on it, which is again probably another reason why they had to close the servers. I feel that it wasn't enough newcomers coming in, and when you run a business like this, when you run any type of free-to-play game, new users is a big deal because that's your potential money. When new users come, they get familiar with the game, they see some of the content, and then they buy things, and again, that's your revenue right there. That's what you can use to, keep the servers open, and so forth. That's how you get paid. And they weren't getting enough of that. Not to mention because of a lot of the older people that were there since the beginning, like myself, they started leaving when all the maps started going away, and they never brought it back. Now, I could be completely off. Maybe they looked at their budget for games, and maybe they decided that they wanted to invest more money into maybe like games for like the PlayStation 4 or other games for the PC or other games for like the for like consoles, or maybe other things for movies, or whatever the case is. Maybe they just didn't want to pour any more money into it, and they just decided just to close the doors, which is sad because they just created a new costume, and they created a new champion. They created Solomon Grundy, as you can see right here. They literally just made Solomon Grundy. Like, they just made him, and they just made a new costume for Superman. Let me see if I can find Superman and show that costume. They just made this costume right here, Regeneration Matrix, and they were still making content for the game, but it just didn't make it. And it's sad though, because, well, I guess I can exit out of it now because I don't even need it anymore. I explained everything I wanted to explain. on Wikipedia they said that the release date for the game was March 26, 2015. That's, that was actually like the Steam release date. Steam is a well-known uh, PC video game distributor, and they had the game up on Steam uh, last week, and like a week later, it's announced that they're closing. So it's just one of those things where it's just like ridiculous. Now they did mention that they were going to refund the people that bought anything on there after the game launched. Now, like me, I bought Crisis coins and champions in the game pretty much during the closed beta, and when they were doing like the wipes, when they were doing all the gift Crisis coins and everything, they allowed you to keep the things that you actually paid for with your own money. But if you try to ask them for a refund, like I just asked for a refund the other day, and I got a message back, them telling me that because I had bought things before the launch, that I wasn't allowed to get a refund. Instead, they asked me would I like to receive a Steam key for one of their other Batman games, like Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. Well, not Arkham Knight. They didn't offer that one, but Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum. And I think that kind of sucks. I don't know why that would matter as to why when I bought things. The fact of the matter is I bought things with my money on there, and I would like to receive a refund. But my hands up, I got my worth out of it. I didn't spend like a fortune on the game. It was just a couple dollars here and there. It's nothing that I'm gonna miss. But yeah, man, like the game didn't even make 5 years. I mean, the game was in development, and it has started its closed beta again. It says right here on May 8th, 2013, and the game opened up on March 2014, that following year. Like the game didn't even make 5 years. It didn't even make 4 years. So I mean that's sad though, man. Like I was really enjoying this game, and it was a section on the forum where they were asking, what champions you would like to see, and they were asking about like champion concepts and things like that. I had Larfleeze the Orange Lantern I was talking about on there. I wonder if that post is still up there on the forums. Let me see. It'll be cool if it is. Here it is right here. One of the champion concepts that I made. I was literally serious about this. And this was just a thought, because I was a fan of the Green Lantern animated series, and I enjoy the idea of having somebody like Larfleeze in Infinite Crisis. I thought he'll make for a good champion, but again, the game didn't make it. So I would have really liked to see that. The post is still right here. I mean, you guys can read it. Just pause the video and just read. I was supposed to do like the damage values, but life took over, so I ended up leaving. So I never did get the damage values, but this is what the skills would do. So you guys can pause and read all of this. So let me just scroll down a little bit, little by little. You guys can just read all of that and just enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, man, it's sad. Infinite Crisis, it's going bye-bye. So I don't know, maybe I'll do like a farewell Infinite Crisis session, where I'm just using the characters that I have. They announced that they're making all the champions free for like a period of time, so I'll probably do that then. I just hope that when I get started, that that event hasn't stopped. So I'm kind of saddened by it because I was really looking forward to playing this game again when I had downtime, and I was just like, it's going bye bye, man. So yeah, man, I may have dropped one or two tears here and there, but it's whatever, man. I mean, the game was short lived. I don't really know what the reasons is. Again, this is just my opinions. It could be a number of things. Newcomers stopped coming because of the maps that got removed from the game for whatever reason, and they didn't bring them back. Maybe they weren't making enough money with the microtransactions. Maybe it could have been that they just wanted to put the money that they invested in this game into some other more promising video game projects or film projects or whatever the case is. I don't know. Maybe the voice actors were costing too much. I don't know. Like, it just could have been a number of things. So all in all, it probably, obviously, it breaks down to like money, obviously, um, or just any type of business move. I'm just saddened by it, man. So yeah, man, Infinite Crisis is gone. So it follows suit with Grand Chase and uh, any other game that I probably didn't hear of that ended up closing its doors early. Well, Grand Chase didn't close its doors early. It just, after years of building up that huge deficit, they couldn't pay it off, so they ended up closing the servers. You know, with Infinite Crisis, man, it didn't even last 4 years. That's sad, man. I was excited for this game when it first came out, and I had a lot of hopes for it. And it seemed like it was going places. They had a lot of champions ideas. It was a break from like other MOBA games like League of Legends. And the fact that you could play with your favorite DC heroes and villains, as well as their arcane versions and their gaslight versions and their alternate world versions of themselves. It was a fun game, man, and I'll be sad to see it go. So thank you for all the memories, as few as they are. Thank you for them, Turbine and Warner Brothers, and I hope that maybe this isn't the last. Maybe this is just until we see you again. I don't know what caused Infinite Crisis to be closed down, or what caused you to make this decision. I haven't seen anything as to why, but it's crazy, man. Like, 1 minute you're here and the next minute you're gone. Look at Joker just laughing. So, and it's sad to see it go, man. So you got till August 14th to really get as many games as you can get in. So enjoy it while you can, man. Hopefully they put the maps like Gotham Divided, Crime Alley, etc. Back on there for people to enjoy, but before the servers close down. So that's all I had to say, man. So thank you guys for listening. Peace. And I don't know, maybe like I said, maybe I'll do a farewell session of matches in Infinite Crisis. Hopefully those champions and costumes are still free to use. I mean, they have no reason. It's not like they're making any more money since they're closing it. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this. Peace, and see you guys later.